Hello. I'm totally hacking your guys' page today. So I'm a little bit delayed hopping in here. Hello, my name is Miranda Yesicki. I am a presidential diamond with the company. So I'm part of the string of leaders coming in here and saying our story and a little bit of tips. So I do apologize. I was pushing for presidential last month and it was really crazy, so I had to kind of put off hopping in people's pages. So I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. I'm on my way to Beaverton, Oregon. I live in Seattle, Washington. I'm heading over to train some team members. So I figured, why not hop in while I'm in the car and multitask, since I'm used to that being a mama. So a little bit about my story, and hopefully it'll inspire somebody out there listening in. And so 3 years ago, I started the business. What you see on Facebook isn't necessarily what is. People get the highlight reel, right? And that was definitely my life. Given I only had like 50 Facebook friends, but I certainly never posted about what was really happening behind the scenes. We were on the brink of bankruptcy. I had already Googled it. I already found out all the details and what fees that I needed and all of that. We were in a really, really bad spot. I had just had baby Cade, who's in the back, and just a few months before that, I had lost my mom to cancer. And so it was just a huge transitional period for our own life and our family. Honestly, I was just broken as a person. By trade, I'm a radiology supervisor. And so I had been in the field for about 10 years, a little bit over 10 years. And I manage people, and I'm an x-ray tech, and, hospital stuff isn't necessarily very easy. And I don't know, by all means, I was technically the one that had made it. I from a super small town, I got bullied really, really bad. Our family was incredibly poor. We lived in a metal trailer, no electricity, no running water. I mean, it was tough stuff. And, I excelled in school, worked really, really hard, got into x-ray school. I was pregnant with my first kid. I was 4 months pregnant starting, but I still pushed through. Had her on my Christmas break. It was just nuts. Went through and just had been working my hiney off since. But then I kind of just hit that comfort zone, for a long time. My husband had gotten laid off, but then got rehired as a patient transporter at a different hospital. So he was working 410s. I was working 216s. And our only family time was a few hours on a Monday. However, even with our great jobs, we had made so many bad decisions that it caught up to us. When the economy kind of shifted, what was that, 2009-ish? My husband had gotten laid off at the exact same time I had taken in multiple family members to help them. And so here we are, 20 people in the house. I was the only one working, and that really was the domino effect of everything. So fast forward 3 years ago, and so many collectors harassing day in, day out, trying to just make ends meet. We did payday loans upon payday loans. They say paycheck to paycheck. We were much worse than that. I was counting quarters that I collected from my kids' rooms, trying to sell things off of Craigslist, you name it. And so here I am trying to grieve for my mom. We're broke as all get up, and then baby Cade was a 10-pound baby, and my body did not bounce back. So I was not happy with myself. I was really depressed with how I looked, and just everything. Life sucked. I joked to my sister that I like should start a blog or something, but then even that I laughed about because I'm like, well, I'm not no good at that. But I wanted something that was like where I could take care of me and then hopefully make money. And I joked to my husband, I'm like, man, it'd be cool if I can like lose all this weight, but like make a bunch of dollars, you know, and like win a bet or something. Well, I was really stressed out because I was due to be in a wedding for a friend. She wanted me to be a bridesmaid, and so I'm really, 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 really shy. So the idea of being in front of my coworkers post-pregnancy, I still looked like 7 months pregnant, it just petrified me. I was losing sleep. I'm still like trying to grieve for my mom, heal from having a huge baby, like pay for bills. When you're on maternity leave, yeah, that sucks. You only get like 40 to 60% of your pay. And so we got even more behind when I had baby Cade. And then I was like trying to take care of my dad, doing certain things, post losing my mama. And it was just rough. It was really, really rough. My friend from Nebraska had mentioned skinny wraps because she knew I was like stressed out with my like body. And you guys, I was kind of a butt. Like I totally pushed her off. Been there, done that, tried everything. I was one of those that tried everything off the infomercials or whatever. And then like everything in like the Walgreens, Walmart aisles for weight loss, things that you probably shouldn't be trying. Yeah, I did that. And so by the time she got to me, I was just like, yeah, whatever, but she was on my case, and then she had me follow somebody on Facebook. Back then her name was Jessica Bongiorno. Now she's Jessica Pearson. You'll know her with her red hair on YouTube. So she had me look at her. Well, I don't know, like I was a Facebook stalker. I was like watching, her results were insane. She looked amazing. She's a hot babe. She is definitely my opposite in certain ways, because like I'm like this shy, quiet mouse in the corner, and she's like this red personality, in your face, New Jersey, like will crush you. Totally opposite. But I just loved what I don't know, it was just like something about her, total success story. She looked amazing, and it was just like, I don't know, something intrigued me.
Watch out, vehicle stopped on shoulder ahead.
We fast forward, and I got back to my first weekend back from the hospital, and I don't know, I started Googling, and I'm like, well, crap, I'll just friggin' make these wraps. So I added everything to my Amazon Prime account, $324 to a T. That's how much it was. And all I could think was like, man, I was going to make these things, but $300, like there is no way my husband is going to go for that. And I asked him in the beginning, I said, hey, can I buy these? And he's like, no. It's a scam. You're so gullible, Miranda. You believe everything. Blah, blah, blah. He was definitely not supportive. But I don't know. It just wouldn't leave my head. And then I'm like, crap. And I'm like, I can't make them either. Freaking A, I'm going to have to sign up. Like, we don't even have money for this. And all I could think was like, my friend was mentioning for $40 more, you can sign up to be a distributor. I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe it might make money. I don't know. So I ended up signing up with Jessica. She had no idea who I was, signed up, found her website. I don't even know how I found her website. Found it, signed up, said, oh, by the way, I'm your new distributor. And then, I don't know, I just told her, hey, I'm going to be your number one. I don't know how, but I'm going to be. And that's what's happened. So we got Ruby within that month and earned a $500 bonus. The next month, signed my husband up, got him the same thing. Took a little while to get to Diamond. I think it took me a year to get to Diamond. I lost it immediately, had the wrong team, and I knew it. Knew I had to go to conference to change my life. I kept hearing it, missed the first one, got to conference, immediately hit Diamond again that month. A few months later, hit double. A few months later, got boxed for triple. Took me a while to hit it. I think it was like 8 months later, actually hit it because I had to restructure. And then hit triple this last March, and then last month hit presidential. So it's been crazy. So because of It Works, 10 months in, hubby was retired. Because of It Works, I'm retired as a radiology supervisor. Because of It Works, we've won $80,000 in bonuses now. Because of It Works, we've won a Bahamas cruise. We pay for private school for my daughter. Both of my kids were bullied heavily. My son was bullied so bad he got a concussion and a fractured back. So I started homeschooling last year. Now they're in brand new schools this year. My daughter's private school is $1,200 a month. Like, it's insane. But because of It Works, we can do it. And we've gone on like dream vacations. That's my big thing. Like, I'm not so much into things, but experiences. Losing my mom, I just wanted to, I don't know, enjoy life, and have fun again. And so having that family time was my key. Like, that was one of my biggest whys in the beginning, was at least to be able to pay for groceries and gas, and that to bring my husband home, because the time was more precious to me than anything else. And so I remember us having a conversation. I was having panic attacks every evening because I was just so stressed out having all the kids. I had brought in my niece that was abused. We had 2 puppies. I mean, so here I've got a newborn. It was just pure chaos. And I wanted him home. He's like, well, kick butt with the business. So from January to May, I brought him home. Like, it was the coolest thing ever. So life is good. I certainly was one that was not supposed to make it. Shy, an introvert, 50 Facebook friends, like, oh my gosh, a teen mom. Like, I had all odds against me, all of them. However, work ethic, that is my like tips that I'm going to go over. Nobody can really drill that into you but yourself. And if you have it, if you have a really strong work ethic, then you can surpass anything. It doesn't matter who you are. So there's grandmas that make it in this business. There's teenagers that make it in this business. You know, whether you have a college degree, I've got 2, but there's people that, you know, they've had trouble with the laws, that have gone to jail, that have been previous addicts. Like, it does not matter who you are, you can make it in this business. It's having that grit, that determination, and just the drive, you know. No one's gonna like sit at home with you and say, maybe you shouldn't Netflix binge today. You know what I mean? So last month, I don't know. I started the month needing 12,000 BV. 12,000. But I'm like, man, I want to hit presidential. I'm doing it. And it's one of those things, like, you have to determine, like, is it worth it or not? What is your why? You know, if you don't have a strong enough why, then you won't make it in this, like, period. That's like key to everything. You have a strong enough why that it keeps you up at night. Like, for me, first, it was my husband, right? Like, first being able to pay for groceries. You guys, I had it down to a pact. I knew the cheapest chicken to buy, like, to a T. But I hated that. I hated it. It was disgusting. And, like, my kids going in the store, like, having to put things back on the shelf, or going over and you're at the register and you're just mortified, face all red. Yeah, can you take that one back? You know, people waiting. Like, it was just horrible. Like, and then having to say no all the time. Mom, can I have this juice that costs $1? No. You know, like, things like that. I hated it. You know, you need to hate it. Hate where you're at. Like, do you love your life? If you don't, then you need to freaking change it. Nobody else is going to do it for you. You know, you are your own boss in this. What's great is that you have beautiful mentors.
Estimated time in traffic, 8 minutes.
Good to know. But you're your own boss. Like, you just got to go. Like, hate where you're at. If you feel like you're stuck, if you hate your job, you know, if you hate being away from your spouse all the time or away from your babies, like, man, I got regrets. My firstborn, like, she didn't see mom for the first, like, 2.5 years. Grandma had her, you know, and I can't get back that time. If that's one of the worst regrets I have in my entire life. If this business existed back then, heck yeah. You're telling me that I have the chance to be home with my child and raise my child myself? Yeah, I'm going to try it. Like, definitely. And I'm one, like, I'm all in. And that is really why I signed up the way that I did. Like, I'm not one to, like, half-ass anything. Like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. Like, why waste your time? Why waste your energy? Why waste your money? You know, like, you got to go full force and just go. You know, you're the only person that's going to work your business and work your chart. If you're sitting around waiting for your upline to stack and build, like, you might be lucky enough for them to try to help you like that. Like, for my team, we are a stacking team, but guess what? Like, eventually we're going to move on if you don't match our speed and our heart for the business, because that's a gift. If you've gotten stacked on, that's a gift. Like, I didn't get stacked on, like, you know, and it's just one of those things, you got to go. Your life will change if you allow it. But last month, I'm like, man, I'm going to be presidential. I don't know how, but it's happening. And so I just got to work. August 1st happened. I had a lot of confianza that day because 12,000 BV, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. And I really, like, I had charts out. Oh my gosh, I love papers. I'm weird like that. Old school. I like having my papers. So I had all my papers out, all sorts of notes. I've always been a really strong DT enroller, not so much an LC enroller. And so I'm like, okay, I got to convert. 3 years later, I've got to convert. How am I going to friggin' do this? And I just went ham, you guys. Like, so I followed up like nobody's business. So if you go into Messenger, a little tip, if you use the search bar at the top, it can actually search messages that you've lost. So if you do hair, you know, if you do business kit,
In 1.6 miles.
Exit to exit 302B, I-405, US 30 West, Beaverton,
Sorry.
St. Helens.
You guys get to know where I'm going. But yeah, like use the search bar. That helps a lot. So I wrote down all sorts of people I'd forgotten over the time. I used my stories like nobody's business. Story after story after story. Then I learned how to do polls on those stories. Game changer. So if you don't know how you add to your story, as you pick your picture, look at the very top before clicking next. Look at the very top. You're going to see like this thing that looks like you're turning a paper. Click that. You're going to see the option for a poll. And you can make it anything, but make it where it's both yeses in some way. So, yes, definitely tell me more. You know, like you don't want to say yes and no. You don't want to give them no as an option. There's no point to that. So polls are a game changer, you guys. Host a post. If you're not doing it, you should. Just be original about it. I'm going to throw that out there just because there's so many doing it now that Facebook has caught on. Your algorithm will suck if you don't do it well. Find one, tweak it, put your own picture on it, do something where it changes it up just a little bit. And then follow up like nobody's business. Ask for favors. I don't have very many people that are supportive that are close to me. I don't have much family or anything. They kind of all booked it when I started. But the few people that are in your corner, you can just straight up ask for a favor if they can order that month. But man, it is a life-changing month. We've got the Disney stuff going on. Man, that's fun all by itself. That's what we did last summer. We did a huge $10,000 family vacation where we traveled from Seattle, Washington, all the way down to San Diego, California. The coolest time of our life. And it was Disneyland mixed in, which we had never been. So definitely worth trying to get a friggin' entry for sure. All you have to do is sign a distributor. And then all the bonuses to match, you guys, it makes a difference with those bonuses. So like I have a leader that hit diamonds last month. Normal diamonds make around $2,000 a month. She hit bonuses with her and her husband and her grandpa that was like a ruby in there. And she is over $5,000 monthly income as her preliminaries because of hitting those bonuses. It is worth it. So work hard. Grit and determination is everything. You know, your cable TV is not going to pay your bills. You know, it's just not. So keep going, work hard. It's worth it, you guys. Like, it is so worth it. And what you do now pays for your Christmas. You know, don't be one of those families.
In 1,000 feet.
Exit right to exit 302B, I-405, US 30 West, Beaverton,
That is
St. Helens.
Okay. But really, don't be one of those families where you're struggling.
Exit right to exit 3.
302B, I-405, US 30 West, Beaverton, St. Helens.
You the first time. But yes, I don't want you guys struggling. Like, it's worth it. It's worth it. Have It Works pay for your Christmas. Have It Works pay for your Thanksgiving. Have It Works help you with January, where everybody and their mom are so broke. Have It Works pay for conference. You know, what you do now will pay off for all of that. So I don't know if you feel the vibe. The vibe is happening. People are looking for work. People are looking to lose weight right now. Like, it is happening. So I wish you all the best. Good luck out there. Thank you for having me.
In half a mile.
Stay to the left to I-405 South, US 26 West, City Center, Beaverton.
Anyways, take care, you guys. Happy Saturday.